Okay, so you know that feeling, right? Scrolling through amazing travel photos online, dreaming of exotic destinations, and then, bam, reality check. The prices.
Yeah, I get it. It's like a punch to the gut sometimes. You're all fired up to explore the world, and then budget limitations.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But what if there was a way to unlock those dream vacations without breaking the bank? That's what we're diving into today with VACABEE.
VACABEE. Okay, yeah, I've heard that name floating around. They're all about, like, unseen travel discounts, right?
Right. It's a coachy tagline for sure.
Hmm.
But what does it actually mean? Are these really hidden travel gems or just clever marketing?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Like, how do they actually find these unseen discounts? And are they really any different from what you'd find, just browsing typical travel websites?
And then there's the whole personalized experience thing they keep emphasizing. Have you ever booked a trip based on a specific interest, like, let's say, a photography tour in Iceland?
Photography tour in Iceland, huh? That's actually on my bucket list.
Well, VACABEE claims to curate deals around those kinds of niches.
Interesting. So instead of sifting through a million generic travel packages, you're presented with options tailored to your travel personality.
Exactly.
Okay, I see the appeal, but how effective is their algorithm, really? Can it truly grasp someone's preferences and deliver truly unique deals? Or is it more like, just a slightly more sophisticated filter on a regular travel search engine?
That's a good point. And then, of course, the big question mark, the price. Are these deals actually good? VACABEE talks about affordable adventures and even throws around phrases like luxury travel without the luxury price tag.
It all sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? Like, are they genuinely offering lower prices than their competitors? Or are they just really good at, dressing up standard deals to make them seem more enticing?
That's where a healthy dose of skepticism comes in handy, right?
Right. You can't just take their word for it. You got to do your homework. Compare their offerings with other platforms. Really scrutinize their membership terms. And crucially, dig into those user reviews.
Yes. What are people actually saying about their experiences?
Yeah. Are they actually getting those incredible deals they were promised? Or are there hidden costs, limitations? The fine print can be brutal sometimes.
Absolutely. And speaking of fine print, VACABEE does mention a membership model, right?
They do. That's another thing to look into. Is it a subscription service? Are there different tiers with varying benefits? Those sorts of things.
Right. Those are important details. It's all
Wow.
well and good to talk about unlocking travel dreams and hidden gems, but transparency is key.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, there are no shortcuts, right?
Right.
Whether it's VACABEE or any other travel platform, the real journey starts with, being an informed consumer, weighing those pros and cons, making choices that align with your own priorities and your budget.
Couldn't agree more. So while VACABEE might offer a new approach to finding and booking travel, it's ultimately up to each individual to decide. Does it live up to the hype? Does it fit into their travel style and budget?
Precisely. Because the most fulfilling adventures, the ones we remember, they often come from careful consideration. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into something really exciting. Travel secrets.
And, more specifically, how to unlock those dream vacations without breaking the bank.
Exactly. So we've been digging into this service called VACABEE. They promise unseen travel discounts and a way to experience luxury travel without, well, the luxury price tag. Sounds almost too good to be true, right?
It definitely piqued my interest. I mean, as seasoned travelers, we're always on the lookout for a good deal.
For sure. But this VACABEE thing, it's like they're offering access to this, I don't know, secret society of savings or something.
Right, like a hidden world of travel discounts.
Exactly. And their promotional materials keep mentioning these exclusive deals you can't find anywhere else. I'm picturing like flashing your membership card to get 50% off a penthouse suite.
Well, maybe not a secret handshake or a secret card, but they are suggesting some pretty enticing perks. Think along the lines of, say, a 30% discount on a luxury hotel that's not advertised publicly, or maybe even access to a private tour of a museum.
Okay, so not quite a secret society, but still, those are some pretty sweet deals. But I'm still a little fuzzy on how VACABEE actually works. Is it like a subscription box, but for travel?
Kind of. It's a membership program. You pay a fee, typically annually, and in return you get access to their curated selection of travel deals, often discounted from the rates you'd find on, say, Expedia or Booking.com.
Okay, so you're paying for access to better deals, essentially.
Exactly. And this model, it's becoming increasingly popular. We're seeing more and more travel membership programs popping up, each with its own set of perks and promises.
Right, it's all about that VIP feeling. Speaking of perks, VACABEE keeps dropping these buzzwords like hidden benefits and real-life experiences. They paint a very alluring picture, with people using VACABEE to go on incredible luxurious trips on a budget. But how much of that is marketing hype, and how much is the real deal?
That's the million-dollar question. While those testimonials and anecdotes can be pretty persuasive, it's important to remember that it's still marketing. They're going to showcase the most positive experiences, the most glowing reviews.
Right, like those restaurant review sites, you tend to focus on the positive reviews when you're hungry.
Exactly. So it's crucial to take those glowing testimonials with a grain of salt. Look for more balanced feedback, perhaps from independent travel blogs or forums, to get a more realistic picture of what to expect.
Great point. Always go for that balanced review, or in this case, a balanced perspective. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the tech side of things. VACABEE mentions using AI in their platform, even specifically mentioning Google's Notebook LM. I'm envisioning like a supercomputer churning through millions of data points to create the perfect budget-friendly itinerary. Am I way off base here?
You're actually not far off. AI is definitely changing the landscape of travel planning. Tools like Notebook LM can analyze massive amounts of data, think travel reviews, price trends, even things like weather patterns, to provide more personalized recommendations and potentially save you a ton of time and money in the process.
So instead of spending hours on Google Flights trying to find the cheapest flight, Notebook LM just like spits it
Yeah.
out.
Well, it's a little more nuanced than that. It's about understanding your preferences. Imagine telling Notebook LM that you're a huge foodie, particularly interested in street food. A genuinely personalized AI experience wouldn't just recommend popular, highly rated restaurants. You would dig deeper and suggest, say, local food stalls or night markets that align with your specific tastes.
Okay, so it's not just about finding the cheapest option, it's about finding the best option for you.
Precisely.
That's pretty impressive. But it also makes me wonder, could this over-reliance on AI lead to overly similar, or dare I say, generic travel experiences? Like, will we miss out on those happy accidents, those unexpected adventures that often make travel so unique and memorable?
That's a great question, and it's one we should be thinking about. If these AI tools are primarily recommending popular attractions and destinations based on generic user data, then yes, it's possible that we might miss out on those hidden gems, those off-the-beaten-path experiences that can make a trip truly special. And there's another layer to this, too, the issue of data privacy. Are we comfortable with these companies having access to our travel preferences, our search history, our data, knowing that it's being used to shape our future travel experiences? It's something to consider.
Definitely something to think about. So for our listeners who might be feeling the allure of unseen travel discounts and this promise of AI-powered trip planning, what's the key takeaway here? What should they be aware of?
I think it all boils down to informed decision-making. Don't just jump in headfirst based on the promise of luxury travel for a steal. Do your research, compare VACABEE with other travel membership programs out there, and most importantly, seek out those balanced user reviews.
Get the full picture.
Exactly. And never forget, sometimes the most rewarding travel experiences are the ones we stumble upon ourselves.
That's great advice. It's an exciting time seeing how technology is reshaping how we explore the world. But as with any adventure, a little bit of preparation and, of course, a healthy dose of skepticism. So, ever catch yourself, like, scrolling through those travel pics online, the ones with, like, crystal clear water, those overwater bungalows?
Oh, yeah.
And you're thinking, someday.
Someday. Yeah.
But then, bam, reality check, right?
Right.
Your bank account reminds you that someday might be a long way off.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're diving into today. We're checking out VACABEE.
Okay.
They've got this whole thing about unlocking travel discounts, making those dream trips, actually doable.
Sounds promising.
Right. We're going to dig into some excerpts from their podcast, see if they're legit or, honestly, just really good at marketing.
All right.
So VACABEE, they're all about these exclusive, unseen discounts on trips all over. They keep saying travel is a lifestyle, not a luxury. What do you think about that?
Well, it's definitely catchy, right? I mean, making travel more affordable, especially if you're on a budget but still want, like, those unique experiences.
Right.
It just hits that sweet spot of value and adventure.
Yeah, totally. Who doesn't love a good deal, right? And they're not just going after the hardcore travelers, the ones always jetting off somewhere. VACABEE says they've got something for everyone, whether you travel all the time or just once in a while. But, like, how does it actually work? What are these unseen discounts they keep mentioning?
Yeah, that's the real question, isn't it?
Yeah.
anyone can say they have discounts, but what are the details?
Exactly.
What kind of trips are we talking about? Are these discounts actually worth it? And like the big one, are they even for the kind of trips you want to take?
Okay, so let's get into it. Their podcast mentions like insider tips on getting the most out of a VACABEE membership. How to like really make it worth your money, you know?
Oh, yeah, because having access to discounts and knowing how to really use them
Totally different.
are two totally different things.
Right. It's like knowing how to, I don't know, stack those discounts, find those hidden gems, actually stretch your travel budget.
Exactly.
That's the key, right? Like,
Yep.
and here's another thing. They bring in stories from people who've used VACABEE and actually had success with it.
Yeah, smart.
Like, imagine hearing how someone else found an amazing deal or like a travel hack you would have never even thought of.
Proof. Right. That's what makes you believe it.
Yeah, it's one thing to hear about it. It's another to hear from someone who actually did it.
Exactly.
Okay, now get this. They even talk about using, get this, Google's AI, Notebook LM, for planning trips.
Moo.
So picture this. You put in your travel dates, your budget, all that,
Okay.
and Notebook LM does all the work. It scours the entire internet to find the best deals, even suggests like different dates that could save you a ton of money.
That's wild. I mean, AI for travel planning, that could be huge.
Right.
It's like having a personal travel agent,
Exactly.
but like way smarter.
Way smarter. And it takes out all the stress of planning,
Exactly.
which honestly, for me, that's a huge part of it.
Okay.
So it all comes back to that idea of like traveling smarter, not harder.
Right. Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. So with VACABEE, it seems like they're really trying to make those incredible travel experiences possible without emptying your wallet.
Right. Make it less about how much money you have
Right.
and more about just getting out there and experiencing something new.
Totally. It's a really interesting concept. It kind of makes you wonder if we could really unlock these discounts, you know, like they're saying,
Yeah.
how would that change the way we think about travel?
Right. What new doors could that open?
Exactly.
That's something to think about.